Adeboye and the captain of the Northern Lions, Sylvester Okwe. Sylvester, being the home team, you'll be taking the toss for us today. Heads the call. Tells the Sylvester, the outcome of the toss decides that you will be making the call first. What is your decision?
We'll have a go first.
Anything prompting your decision as to wanting to come and field first?
Looking at the wicket, we feel it will help our bowlers try and limit the runs as much as we can.
Any specific total you're looking to keep the team at?
To the barest minimum, there's no specifics.
Still the barest minimum is. And now we're going to speak to the skipper of the Western Dolphins, Vincent, being sent to bat first. Was that your initial decision coming into today's game?
No, if I'd wanted to, I've batted both first. So.
You're still looking for your first victory, and this is your third encounter of the game. A very much needed win to keep your team in a fighting spot for the playoff round. Is there any tactical changes that will be done in the team today?
Yeah, we have 2 changes. Udwak and the other guy is resting, and Ukuru and then Uzubi is in.
Thank you very much for that, Vincent. And there you have it in the middle. The Northern Lions winning the toss and electing to field first. And there you have it at the middle. Sylvester Okwe of the Northern Lions winning the toss, and this time voluntarily wanting to go and field first, having picked up their second victory in the tie against the Central Eagles that sent them on top of the table alongside the Middle Belt Tigers. Both teams are the only team to have maximum amount of points from matches played. And the Western Dolphins find themselves at the other side of the table with 2 losses in 2. Still yet to add any victory or any points to their table tally. And this is going to be a big test for them. And if you quickly look at the Northern Lions squad, there is Sylvester Okwe, Akere, Cecily Sele, Becky Mubarak, Elijah Saturday, Jimmy, Emeka, Ozana, Isaac, Miracle, Okasha, Rainet Osagi, that is Karim Ridwan, who made his debut in the Nigerian Super League yesterday, and Abdulganiyu Abdullahi. That is the starting 11 for the Northern Lions. Still an unchanged side from yesterday's performance. Coming in with yesterday's. So we are going to see a very tense game. One side, a victory today, by the way, would put the Northern Lions in a playoff round for sure, for certain, as that would mean they will have 2 more matches of play left. So 3 would have them in the playoff round. More victories could determine their table finish in this round-robin fixtures. And Western Dolphins still yet to find themselves in a playoff spot or in any sport at all, having not picked up any point yet. And we'll go into their team list. AJ, this is the team list for the Western Dolphins. Please introduce us into it.
Yeah, the captain. Good morning, Peter. It's good to be here. Thank you for bringing me on. For the Western Dolphins, we have Captain Vincent Adewoye, Zajeku Daniel, Anima Sharon Muiz, David Iboebreme, Destiny Chemele, Monday Elijah, Sheson Adedeji, Udukwe Chemele, Kingsley Udwak, God's Favor, Nzube Nwokeke, and the last man, Adegboye. That's their starting 11. And they're going to be batting first. If you want to see an exciting match here. 2 batsmen walked into the center now. The game is going to be starting anytime from now. Standing umpire at his spot. Fielders running to their spots as well. They need a serious form into this match. They need to get their hearts together. They need a win, certainly, Peter.
Yeah, most certainly, and still no changes in the batting order as David Abibo, they will be pairing alongside Daniel Ajekun, as they are still the most competent batting duo for this side. Ajekun Daniel has stepped up on both occasions, but not been able to take the game to the end for the Western Dolphins. And it's still this side who will go up against the informed Renet Osagi, who so far has gotten himself 5 wickets in the tournament, 3 on the first day and 2 more yesterday. The fielding is set. Renet Osage will be coming from his favorite bowling end, the Court of Appeal. Everything on the table, all to lose for the Western Dolphins and all to play for as well. Mind you, no team. It is still the first edition, but as it stands, no team has lost 3 games in a row, and either of these teams can find themselves on either side of the record books in today's encounter. One could probably be the first to win 3 in a row, or the Western Dolphins could be one of many 2 teams yet to pick up a victory in this tournament.
And here comes Renet for his first delivery. Off the edge for a quick single. Yeah, doubling it up. A double there, confident. Starting on a good note. Double there for the opening batter. Renet has a slip in place, point, covers. He has mid on, mid off, mid wicket. Another good shot there, on drive for a single. There's a 3rd man in place for Renet and a short fine leg. So 2 fielders out of the inner circle ring. This power play. The man at 3rd man and the man at mid wicket. And so far he's bowled to his field. He's considered 3 runs off 2 deliveries.
I understand that they have to start off very slowly, not losing any wickets too quickly as it has backfired, especially in the last game that they had against the Southern Sharks. They lost their wickets quite very early, and in the period where the game was within grasp, they didn't have any more wickets to hold it on to the end and ended up losing. Understanding very much so, even though that I spoke with the captain, Vincent Adewoye, who said that their team wanted to back field first, but regardless, they will settle with the decision of the Northern Lions, the team who won the toss, and they will come in with a batting strategy. And so far, they started off slowly, but not used to seeing team explode in the power play until the 3rd over, making sure all wickets are in check before that is kick-started.
Wide delivery there by Renet. He's delivered 2 consecutive wide balls now. He needs to be on the money. Now there's a quick chat at the center. 2 batsmen coming together, trying to encourage each other. They need this partnership to hold for them to have a solid foundation. Oh my word, can you imagine that return catch to Renet? And it's been dropped by him. What a dolly. That's a regulation catch. Back to the bowler, you can see.
Probably wasn't expecting that ball back. You can see the late reaction from Renet there. But that was already a catch regardless, as that ball had enough time to land in his hands, which he did not maximize, and he's being punished for it, as it seems. Played backwards beyond the reach of the wicket keeper, and that adds 4 runs, and that is the consequence of failing to get a batter out at the first attempt.
Very well said. You dropped a catch there, and then you get punished for a boundary just immediately after. But Peter, you see Rainet straying down that leg side. He should be bowling into the channel. He's not done that quite well. He's come up with another bouncer, and it's a wide delivery. The umpire, Kende, Ola. Yeah, umpire Kende Olabiwonu. He's declared a white ball. Rainet has bowled 4 white balls in this over. That's not tidy at all. That's not the way you want to start a game like this.
Already 11 runs in the first over. Western Dolphins have not really had that balance in terms of play, but they seem to be doing just fine. 11 runs is giving them enough time and composure. Not too many of the bats, courtesy of Rainet. And finally, it looks like the first over will be coming to an end as they will settle for one more single. And 12 runs is what they registered on the board. No wickets lost. And the first over is quickly being wrapped up.
Yeah, 12 runs from there. We recall yesterday, Rainet bowled the first over of that game and had 11 runs off that first over. I don't know if the butterflies have refused to go away. I know you can start on a shaky note, but you should get your rhythm. You should be warm enough to deliver 6 good deliveries as an opening bowler. This is not what we want to see. 12 runs delivered again, 12 runs considered again by Rainet this morning. I hope he makes amends. He was taking off the attack yesterday because of that costly first over. And now he's done it again. I want to see what the captain, Sylvester Okwe, is going to do about this. It's quite expensive. I don't know if he's not controlling that. I think he came back stronger yesterday, controlled the ball a lot better later in the innings. So maybe he's not getting that control early enough. The captain has to think about that. Can't be going off for 12 runs on the first over. It's not too good for the team.
Still maintaining the same bowling order, a catcher coming from the pavilion end of the second over. And couldn't deal with that, Jekun Daniels. Only able to register 1 of 4 balls faced of the bat. But a lot of those runs coming off of extras by the Northern Lion bowler, Rainet Osage, giving out 8 runs in extras of their 4 runs of the bat. And Okasha is looking to bring the run rates back to parity with a very good dot ball of the first. But a wide is followed up soon, immediately. 1 more run. Too many extras already in the second inning. In the first inning, it is not a quite wonderful start for the Northern Lions against a team like the Western Dolphins, who are looking for a first win. So the Western Dolphins are going to take up any opportunities that they get in terms of run and boosting something competitive on the board.
Good comeback by Ukacha. Yeah, like you said, this is very poor bowling. You can't afford to give this many extras. I know they're sitting comfortably on top of the league table, but you don't want to, just ruin that. You want to consolidate that with more wins. You don't want to, now just play lackluster. Beautiful shot there, cover drive, beautifully covered. Goes straight all the way to the boundary. Ajeku Daniel recorded the boundary in this over. First boundary of the match. Through the bat. You can see that again on replay.
Yeah, still one of the most informed batters in this competition. Just his team hasn't had that win to show for it. But in terms of standing out and representing the team, Daniel Ajekun, he is that one reliable person.
Yeah, good temperament. He's looking settled. Nothing is rattling him now. The bowlers, they've just allowed the batsmen to settle down with the extras. They have more than required on board. Current run rate sits at 10.2. And if they continue at this way, the projected score will be 204. That would be a lot of runs on the scoreboard. You can see Ajeku taking his time, watching the ball, watching the movement. He's gotten a 4. They're comfortable with 10 per over. 1.5 overs into this game. 17 runs for no loss.
Good comeback by Okasha, only giving out 5 runs in the second over. 17 on the board. Still no wickets lost as 2 overs have been wrapped up immediately.
And just like yesterday, the captain has done it again. He's taking Rennet off the attack. It's been too expensive, too many extras, and he's brought in Becky from the Court of Appeal end. Becky did well yesterday in bringing down that run rate that was so high by bowling dot balls, getting some wickets along the way.
Yeah, Becky also registering his name in the history books and the record books, being the first bowler of the Nigerian Super League to bowl a maiden over. And I spoke to him yesterday and he said he wasn't done. That is just one of many maiden over he looks set to put on the board. That chance has already been disrupted. The fielder couldn't hold on to the ball and they will add one more run, and that is the Western Dolphins. The runs sitting perfectly on the table. Looking at the runs as it stands with the run rate at 8.50.
Great job by Okacha to bring that run rate down. Only conceding 5 in that over. You can see the Western Dolphins, they need this win very, very much. They have to play their hearts out to register their first win of this tournament. White ball delivered there by Becky. They need to cut down on the extras. It might come to haunt them at the later part of this game. You know, let the bats work for the runs.
Couldn't make contact. That was a beautiful shot to be played by Ajikun Daniel. Any contact would have seen that ball go into space and prompted a chance for a run, which couldn't materialize. But you have to just acknowledge how beautiful of a play that was.
Cut shot there. Ajeku taking the fielders on. He's gotten 2 runs from there. He's cut that ball into the gap. It looked like a chance. Chance that wasn't taken. The Northern Lions have to take their chances. They need to get better line and length to these batters. You can't scatter the balls everywhere. You need to pick your line and be consistent there. Better bowling by Becky. Solid forward defensive by Jeku Daniel, the man in form. I hope he's able to take his team all the way today, because if the responsibilities lie on your shoulders, you should be able to, pull it through for your team, bat through the innings, making sure every other person bats around you, and, just quietly accumulating the needed runs. Beautiful shot there. He's found a fielder, get a single from there, on drive from Adeku. He's played that shot very well, one of his strong holds. That brings that over to an end. It's 21 for no loss after 3 overs. Adeku on 4 runs off 3 deliveries. Oh, Adeku's moved to 8 runs off 15 deliveries. And David, 4 runs off 3 deliveries. A quiet field. Northern Lions, this field looks so quiet. I think these batters have settled in. Adeku looks good now. He should take this game on. He should get a good total for his team and himself. And hopefully they get the win from here to boost their team morale. Kasha to continue from the pavilion end. He's bowled very well the last over, conceding just 5 runs. On a cut shot, straight to point. He's done well. Gather that ball and send it back. No run from there. Well played. Daniel playing the ball over the bowler, getting a single from there. He's rotated the strike very well so far, making sure the ball keeps ticking. A quick word from Adeku Daniel to his partner. Some word of advice. We need to stay here. We need to keep this partnership going. Brilliant ball there from Ukacha on the money. A defensive stroke there by David, keeping his wicket. I said the hallmark of a batsman is being strong in defense. When your defense is strong, you're going in to stay. We always coach for batsman or batsmen to occupy the crease. Oh, beautiful shot there. He's found the man at mid-wicket. Oh, my word. That's a beautiful shot, but, beautiful field setup. Like I always say, the Northern Lions, they set their field so perfectly. And they've gotten a good result. Not a poor shot there, short delivery, like it was a setup. And David fell for that trap. He went for the ball, didn't get enough of it. And it's been caught on the boundary ropes.
Yeah, my reaction was different on 3 different occasions in the split of a second. The first one, from that bounce as to why you're bowling short. The second one, as to the awe of that shot, only to see that there was a fielder in place and that was a catch. And that was a whole new reaction for me. A much needed wicket. And now the Western Dolphins, who were off to a flying start, desperation setting. They already had good runs on the board, but they felt that it wasn't enough. And in a hurry to quickly skyrocket the runs, I've lost a very important wicket. And Adeku Daniel will be pairing this time around. He is pairing in the batting crease with another face.
From the way he's walking, I recognize Chesson Adedeji. I know his physique and I know the way he walks. If I'm not wrong, Chesson has joined as Deku, jersey number 30. In the center, another strong batsman, another solid batsman. Plays for Nigeria. He's been playing for Nigeria for over 10 years now. A mainstay. He's come up through the PWC and the age group, organized tournaments locally. And, you know, it's good to see them play. It's good to see them. These boys have gone through the age group tournaments, under 15, under 19, wide ball, strain down the leg side for a 4. That's too costly to do. And you can see the batters running between wickets just to get themselves warm up. Chesson taking that quick double. This is what the Western Dolphins need. They need more runs on the board. I always compliment the fielding of the Northern Lions. Captain Sylvester Okwe, seasoned cricketer, understands. I think David fell for that shot because he wasn't aware. If you look at your field, you know that there's somebody set up for you there at mid-wicket. But he took the shot on. There are varieties of pull shots. You can pull the ball to the ground. You don't necessarily have to play it in the air. You know there's somebody there in the deep. Beautiful shot there by Chesson. Well driven for a 4. Class act. You can see when I say this is a solid batsman, they need to get their groove on today. Maybe today will be their day. If they keep this partnership going, there'll be a lot of runs on board for them to defend in the second inning, which would also push them towards that much-needed victory. You can see that again on replay, piercing the gap between point and that backward of point area, covers area. And a cheeky to the leg side. There's somebody there, short fine leg. No run there. Very good field setting, I say. I've always complimented this Northern Lions side for the way the captain sets the field, the way he uses his bowlers, the cricket sense behind every decision. Brilliant. They've started on a very high note, lackluster bowling. First over 12 runs. Now there are 32 runs for the loss of 1 wicket just after 4 overs. That's expensive. Current run rate is at 8 runs per over. The projected score for now is 160. 160, Peter, on this pitch. You think they have a chance?
Yeah, most certainly. Every run is, if it can be batted, if it can be scored, it can be chased. Any runs on this board will not be a determinant of the result of this game. But so far, the runs keep skyrocketing as extras are being sent all the way to the boundary. 4 more runs, courtesy of an extra by Becky Mubarak. And 4 free runs for the Western Dolphins, meaning that there's still 4 balls playable, 6 playable balls, legal deliveries that is to be played in this over that is just started. It is supposed to be a really tough game. It will be a tough game. But so far, the Western Dolphins are having it as an easier and steady pace, getting themselves off strike and taking advantages of the extras being delivered by the Northern Lions.
Becky did so well yesterday in bringing down the run rate for his team. Started this over, his second over, with a wide ball down the leg side that ran all the way to the boundary. Too many extras. And he's clipped it off his pad. Somebody down there, deep square leg, to save that run, that ball from running into the boundary. 1 run from there. And you can see again the ball to the field. Becky needs to keep his consistency. You don't need to give extras. You need to be consistent outside of stump. You don't need to go down leg and, deliver those extras. Just helping the Western Dolphins. Oh, another one into the gap. Third man to the rescue. Just one run from there. The ball is ticking, which is very important for the Western Dolphins. They need to keep the ball ticking, take on the loose balls for the boundaries. And luckily for them, they don't need to look for the boundaries. The bowlers are giving them like 4 runs every over, which is very good. You can add some bats to that. They're running at about 8, 9 per over now, which is very good for them. Oh, brilliant shot. Brilliant. By Sheson Adedeji. Over the inner ring. Is maximizing this power play, which is the right thing to do. Ball has flown. No man move. 1-2 bounce trickling down into the boundary. And you can see Sheson is highly spirited. You can see him jogging to the other end and coming back, just keeping his body warm. He has a job to do today. They need this win desperately. Sheson is 9 off 4 deliveries. Daniel Ajeku, 11 off 19 deliveries.
That was a beautifully driven ball earlier on. And Sheson is just getting himself off strike. When I saw Session coming in, 1 down, it wasn't that much of a surprise to me. We used to seeing he's coming at number 3. The decision to come in 1 down for Session is looking to pay off, as he's already gotten himself into double figures, looking to build a partnership with Ajakun Daniel. Both batters have not really been there long enough to build a partnership. And if there's any time that it is necessary, it is now. And it's very much needed a counter.
Becky finally beating the bat. He's gotten that appeal to the umpire, but the umpire shakes his head no. Ball traveling down the leg. Brings us to the end of that over. 5th over, 46 for the loss of just 1 wicket. These batters look set now. I should remind you, Sheson and Ajeku Daniel, they play their cricket for Ogun State, and they both play together from the underage cricket, under 15, under 17, under 19, and they both play for the national team. They both made the national team as youngsters coming from the under 19 side. And so these are 2 set batters. I think the decision to send Sheson in has paid off, is paying off, because you really need a solid batsman and you need somebody to take responsibilities. Sheson is taking that responsibility and is gone in number 3. And you can see he's planning out very well for his team. He's keeping his warm. Ajeku Daniel is also there. We want to see this partnership grow for another 5 or another 10 overs. The likes of Vincent Adewoye is still there in the dugout. They can come in last 5 overs and do destruction to any bowling side. The solid batsman, middle order batsman. So this game continues to look interesting, apart from the fact that I'm not used to seeing the Northern Lions bowl like this, very lackluster bowling. Just throwing the ball, pitching the ball everywhere. Ah, what a ball there. It's been bowled. Ukasha has gotten that golden ball. I could look dazzled there. There must be movement, or there must be something about that ball. We're going to see on replay. It was like the ball shocked him. From his reaction.
Well, that wicket was long overdue. The wicket of Daniel Ajekun has been on the safe side for a couple times, and it was just a matter of time before that door finally did open. But it's essentially getting the better off of him of that first delivery. The fourth bowler today, the second wicket to fall. And just when it looks like the Western Dolphins are in control, the Northern Lions have shot one of those doors of that bounce. Didn't really anticipate it. I think that was an attempt for a well left up until that ball swung in and dislodged the Bills.
Peter.
Yeah, Moise is still not in yet, as he's dropped down even further as Monday Elijah has come in pairing up with Shason, the number 99 and number 98. And number 99 and 35 are still in the batting crease. Say yet to give out a run. It is just no run after 4 balls bowled. There's a thing with the Western Dolphins game. They've not really been able to hold momentum for a very, very long time in a game. Always shifting in tempo. Happened in the first game, happened sometime in the second before they all couldn't chase the run after losing all the wickets. And it is happening now. They have a very comfortable run, but somehow it is starting to slow down, giving 2 quick wickets. It's still in the power play. And make that 3. Make that 3. No runs yet, but he's gotten 2 wickets in 1 over.
Brilliant, brilliant. You see, I always talk about these Northern Lions on the field. They are very, very technically sound. The captain, he does that all the time. He's brought in Akere, Isesele, just to change the look of things. You don't keep, you can see that again on replay. Akere doing the damage. And he's caught the ball into the air, straight to point. Dolly catch. That's going to be very painful. Elijah Monday has lost his wicket cheaply, registering no run in that process, and is walking back to the pavilion. That long walk, when you don't contribute with the bat, it's so painful. Like you said, they've not really gotten going. We thought they were settled in Ajeku Daniel and Sheson Adedeji. But you see, wickets has Ajeku lost his wicket, and now they're in trouble. Wicket has started tumbling again. 3 wickets down for 46 runs. 46 runs in 5.5 overs is very good. There's no reason why you shouldn't keep your wickets. Occupy the crease, like I always say. I think your man is in now, Moise. He has no choice. 2 quick wickets. He has to come on. Usually comes in number 3. Now he's coming in on number 5. I hope he's able to make some partnership going on with Sheson Andy. You should play around him. You don't need to go for the big shots. You need to rotate the strike more often. Just keep, improving on this current run rate. But you know what happens when wicket falls, run rate drops, new batter in the crease. Let's see if Moise can keep up the tempo. Moise running out of his crease. Sheson not interested.
Not the type of continuation that the Western Dolphins wanted to. Already started off with a good momentum after getting 12 runs in the first over, 17 in 2. and subsequently they've lost 3 wickets. The power play has come to an end, which means that the fielding side can have a maximum of 5 fielders outside of the 30-yard circle, compared to the maximum of 2 in the power play, which means that what if the Western Dolphins will now have to play into gaps, run as fast as they can in between the wickets, and hopefully find those open spaces, those wide gaps between outfielders for the boundaries.
Rightfully said, Peter. And you can see there's another change in bowling from the Court of Appeal end. I think Ogbemudia has been called upon by his captain. He did very well yesterday, got a couple of wickets. Medium fast bowler. He's not a very tall man, but tries to put that pace on that ball. The field is set again. You can see this field set. Power play over. Long on, long off. Deep mid-wicket or deep square leg. Short mid-wicket. Short fine leg. Wicket keeper standing alone. Third man in place. There's a backward of point. Extra cover. And covers. Well struck by Chesson, skipping out of his crease. Getting that single over the bowler. Well struck. Brilliant stroke there. That's what's required. You need to keep that ball ticking. I'm sure Ogbemudia is going to come up with one short ball very soon. Just trying to read his mind. There's a field in place for him. He will tempt you to play that hook shot. And if you don't get a hold of it properly, you'll be caught on the boundary rope. Well played there. Very good line bowled by Ogbemudia. Back on the money now. Very steady bowler, very consistent. Showed us yesterday. In that tight game, came up, bowled some brilliant spell. Help his team, propel his team to that victory.
Even though at some point in this game, these runs are still very much okay, but the next fall of wicket, or possibly 2, will change the entire trajectory of this game for the Western Dolphins. And currently, this is not that much of a run that you want to register against a side like the Northern Lions, who, with the bat, can also put up something on the board. Mind you, only 2 sides are yet to pick up a victory after 2 rounds of fixtures played by every side, and that is the Western Dolphins and the Eastern Elephants. They do not have a win and are at risk of missing out on a playoff spot.
That is why this match is so important to them. They need to get a win. They need to craft it out. Moise played a very good shot there, backward punching the ball back through that arc, beating Ogbemudia, taking a sweet single there. Ogbemudia entrusted the responsibilities of bowling at the opposition. Another good line there. Chesson keeping his calm. That's over the bowler again. Looks like a catch. Opportunity there. The catch has been taken. The catch has been taken. Chesson didn't quite get a hold of that ball. Just punched it into the air. Not really going big on it. And has a very good field in there. Running in from the boundary ropes. And taking that last. You can see that on replay.
Yeah, the contact point was its determining factor within the top end corner of the bat and just going in there. Airborne wasn't even anywhere near the ropes. And it's SLA picking up his second wicket. They had picked up one earlier in the deep mid wicket, the first wicket that they are taking, that of Ukasha. And now fielding at long on is replicated the same type of catch. Very lovely. And it seems that there's this aesthetical way that Cecily loves to take his catches, always going down, taking the ball close to the ground surface.
Brilliant catch there, brilliant. It looked like he wasn't going to get there, but last minute he just dips his hand down. And you can see that again. Oh, full toss to Chesson. He's not got a hold of that. See, put that ball in the hand. Beautiful catch by Akere Sesele. And like we said, we're just saying Chesson needed to stay and play throughout the inning. He's lost his wicket. And run rates, like we say, is dropped 6.86 per over. And the projected score keeps coming down as the wickets drop. Now 137. And here comes in the new batter, Vincent Adewoye, the captain of his team. He needs to come to the rescue now. You can see the field is set. Boundary riders running down there, deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, because they know the person of Vincent Adewoye. And off his pads, clips it off his pads. There's a chase down there. He's gotten there. They're running very well between wickets. These two. Vincent, he knows what is required. He's been in this situation. He's a national team player. Came off the ranks from the under-19 as well. A solid middle order batsman. On his day, could tear apart any bowling attack. He needs to do that today. Today has to be his day. His team needs a desperate win to stay in contention. And he started off on a good note. Took 3 runs off that ball. It's pushed this total to half a century, 51 for 4, 7.1 overs.
AJ, coming into today's game, I actually did expect it to be more of a battle. It is still not far off being a battle. But right now, usually the Western Dolphins are a momentum shifting side, taking control and giving another share, the other half of the control to whoever side they are against. Right now, it looks stark the Northern Lion are in complete dominance as it sits.
Played on by Vincent. He's played it onto his stumps. What a way to go out. That ball was nowhere around the stumps. He's played it inner edge, head onto the stumps. He's so down. He's broken-hearted now. He knows this is a big fall. It's going to cost his team a lot. Peter.
Yeah, being the captain, being the one in charge of the team, you know you lead by example. Vincent hasn't really been able to do that at all in this tournament. Wanting to play that ball off the back foot with that light leap and couldn't make contact. If he had been more stable on the ground and not try and add more height to what is already tall stature, probably there would have been a proper contact. But that late leap, that light leap, that soft leap, just gave that ball a tip edge of the bat and redirecting to the stumps. Right now, the Western Dolphins really need to try and salvage what they can on this game, out of this game. Already halfway into their batting order, it is looking almost impossible to get into 100, into a century of runs as it stands, especially when you know just how efficient and compact the bowling of the Northern Lions are.
Very well said, Peter. That's a big blow to the Western Dolphins, their captain, their mainstay, the solid backbone when it comes to batting. And is gone. And ushers in destiny. We shouldn't write them off, Peter. In cricket, anything can happen. Destiny puts on his thinking cap and they play and keep this partnership going on into like the 15th over. Not minding how many runs they will have on board, just keeping your wicket. And now Akere has done it again. Akere is the man of the day. He's gotten Muiz, bowled him through the gate. Oh, gotten Destiny Chiemele, I'm sorry about that. For a duck, a golden duck. He's bowled him. You can see how Destiny is walking back to the dugout. This is not what we expected to see. And that's to give all the credit to the Northern Lions and their captain, Sylvester Okpe. Brilliant, brilliant young lad. Let's see that again on replay, Peter.
Yeah, waited off that bounce to play that ball. Made a decision only after that ball had bounced, which was a late one. Seeing that ball coming into the stumps, it's not really placed. On 3 different occasions, 2 bowlers have picked up 2 back-to-back wickets, but none has been able to enter that record books as the first bowler to pick up a hat-trick of wickets in an inning, in a bowling over.
Okay, let's see if His Excellency, like I call him, His Excellency Akere, would be the first person to get that hat-trick in this tournament. He's bowled very well. You can see his tallies. He's unbelievable. He's gotten 4 for 3 runs. This is brilliant bowling by His Excellency. And you can always, again, I give the credit to the captain. The way he rotates his bowlers. He's not saying he wants to stay with one bowler, even giving him that. If the margin of error is too much, it takes you off. He has enough bowlers on this field to carry out any responsibility he wants. He himself is a bowler. Remember yesterday, he came in, cut down the run rate, but he's not even bowled yet, and 6 wickets down. Western Dolphins looking very scattered now. Losing wickets in succession. And this is the hat-trick ball by his SLA. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if this is going to be history in the making. Oh, dot ball there. Brilliant bowling still. Peter.
Yeah, it's still brilliant bowling. Not a run and not a wicket either. But what it looks like right now is that just 4 more wickets for the Western Dolphins, and we're still not in the halfway point of this inning. Still not into the water break. And even if there's going to be, even if we get there, we might not. It already looks like there's not really enough time for a tactical approach of the game. And end to the 8th over. It is completed. 2 more wickets added in that over for Akere Cecily and the Northern Lions. And the score currently sits at 52 for 6 wickets. There is the first wicket. Then the wicket of, this is the wicket of Vincent Adewoye, playing it back to his stumps. And it's Cecily coming, and Udekwe coming in, simultaneously coming in and going back almost immediately as he stepped in, having not made a decision on time and seeing himself go back, much to the disappointment of Moise.
What a spectacle we behold there at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval. The Western Dolphins need this win so much. They're not playing up to par at this moment. The Northern Lions eating into the tail now. We hope the tail wags. We hope just to have a good game. And, down the leg by Ogbemudia, back into the attack. Wide ball there, signaled.
Still a lot of bowlers at hand for the Northern Lions. We've not seen Sylvester Okwe come in, and we know that just when it takes that ball, the moment a wicket starts to fall, it continues in that pattern.
Very well played. Caught shot there. Fielder sprinting in. They're going for the double. Overthrow. Good backup. They get 2 runs from there. Well cut. Back foot. Square cut. We need something like this. The man in there. Adeboye and Anima Shaun, 2 fresh batsmen. They need to keep their calm. They need to play out the overs. I don't know the instructions that have been dished out to them from the dugout, but as a cricketer, you've lost most of your handy batters. You know that you need to play for the team. You need to keep your wickets, soak the pressure in. and see how you want to play out that 20 overs. See what that gets you to. Not being bowled out will also be a compliment to the Western Dolphins. We've seen a team chase down 80 runs. Oh, a deft touch there to that gully area. Kasha there picks it up, sends it back. Just one run conceded in that delivery. Ugbemi there doing what he knows how to do best. He's bowled pretty well. The young lad, Ugbemi there, the waker. Moise in the air, and he's popped it all the way. There, Moise. What kind of shot is that? We're going to see again. You can see the celebration on the screen. Read one, taking that dolly, just pops it up. That short mid-wicket area. Moise, not the best of shots. Peter.
At desperate times, in desperate measures, also do come with its own reward. This time it is the Northern Lions being beneficiaries of it. They didn't really get the contact, just had his bat in the place, but the wrong angle was what was used. Could have been better played if you ask me. That would have been much more compact play. Probably flick it towards the fine leg region. But just had his bat there, probably trying to avoid an LBW and instead give out his wicket. Some wickets already into the tail end for the Western Dolphins.
The Northern Lions eating into the tail of the Western Dolphins. You can see this is clear domination. They've taken over the game in just 8.4 overs, 7 wickets down. Can you beat this, Peter? This is not what we emphasize at all. Looking at that start, that was a good start. Another ball in the air, drop shot. And he's tried to hit the wicket. Mr. Miracle, he's missed it. Missed the wicket keeper as well. But there's good backup there. You can see the Northern Lions want to finish up this work so quickly. Maybe in less than 10 overs. And it's not looking impossible. They're already 7 wickets down. The Western Dolphins not looking good at all. This batting is below par. I don't see the technique in display. That ball was there to be struck, but Muiz just patted it. You should play that ball on your hip. You should get it out of there. But Peter, this is what we have now. 58 for 7, 8.5 overs gone.
Yeah, not too many runs off the bat in Erika's over, but it's certainly been aiding in terms of boosting the runs of the Western Dolphins, giving out 2 extras already. And each time it's come for the Storms, it's been very difficult to play. And it's the end of the 9th over. 58 is what they have on the table. That is the Western Dolphins. All 7. AJ, I want to ask you a question. Looking at just how many wickets are at hand, the number of overs that are left, what is the projected score? Ignoring the projected score by the calculator, what projected score do you think that the Western Dolphins have a chance of sitting at and posting coming in to defend in the second inning?
From the look of things, Peter, this team already into the tail. I don't think there's much to be added to this total. I'm going to say if they get 80, I'll be happy with them from this stage. That means these 2, Adegboyega has been joined by Udekwe, Chiemele, bowlers into the batting lineup already. So Chiemele is a non-bowler. Let's see if he can work something out. Sponge that ball well. Looks like a batsman playing that shot. He's gotten himself off the mark for a single. So I'm projecting 80 with the caliber of bowlers that the Northern Lions possess. By the time the captain comes out to bowl, I'm sure he's going to sort out these tail-enders very easily with his spin bowling, his leggies. His Excellence is still very much around. The captain is not putting pressure on himself. He has enough artillery to finish up this game. He's a brilliant young man, and he's showed that once again here why his team has refused to drop points or drop a game to nobody. He's very intelligent. Peter, I'm saying 80. If these people stay, if these two batters stay and graft, and you got to grind and grind. They're not batsmen, they're not known batsmen, but you can also have seen a Batman at number 11 put up a 50. I've seen a Batman number 10 put up a century. You have to take responsibility. Every man is going to bat. Not everybody will have a chance to bowl, but every man is going to bat. So I don't think you should call yourself a bowler. You have to bat. You have to contribute. So I would like to see them put up 100 though.
Yeah, match day one was the best performance that the Western Dolphins have been able to register. But it's only the top order that have really done well with the bat. The middle order haven't really complemented what the top order have been doing. And that is evident today. The top order crashed very quickly. I'm talking of the likes of Adekundane and David Abibodi. And no one has really been able to step in since then. Also, Session, not forgetting to acknowledge Session. And Vincent as well. But they've not really been, Vincent especially, hasn't really found his rhythm with the bat like he has with the ball. And desperate time calls for desperate measures. I don't know what the plan is going into the second innings, but whatever they are able to register on the board, they should also have a plan of coming to defend it.
But Peter, have you noticed these two batters, these two Western Dolphin batters in the crease? They look more like batsmen. They'll be playing solid cricket shots, forward defensive, taking their singles. They look more like comfort batsmen to me.
Yeah, they should have been the start of approach, but the power play is the launch over, and they wanted to maximize that by trying to go big and find the gaps. Now the field has been expanded, so probability of scoring boundaries tends to reduce, and getting caught in the dip while trying to go for maximum increases. And that is what they wanted to avoid, try and put out as many as possible on the board before we get to this point of the game. Currently, it is the halfway point of the inning. 63 they've managed to register on the board, and it's 7 wickets lost right now. We're going quickly into the drinks break as both teams will have a time to take a breather. Already late on, but I wouldn't say it is far out gone for the Western Dolphins. They can still strategize. And the only thing that should be on their mind is how much longer can they push on this game, and hopefully try and push it to the very end, as every ball and everyone would matter coming into the second innings. with the first over. A huge task, looking impossible, but never say never. As the Western Dolphins, if they can just manage to register 83 on the board, they should as well be able to restrict the Northern Lions. Seems very impossible, but it is not out of possibilities.
And there goes the first ball. Short delivery, wide ball. That's not how you want to start this game. Idikwe, I think, should be on the money. Put pressure on the bat early enough. Don't let them settle, but starting off with this wide ball, bouncer, it's not the way to go. Ah, what a hedge. And dropped catch there. Head that ball to slips. Couldn't hold on to it. That would have been the first wicket of the game. You should take your opportunities. You don't have too many runs on board. You should turn half chances into full chances. He had a hand on that ball. No reason why he shouldn't hold on to it. He's dropped that catch, Muiz.
Yeah, I'm not surprised as you has. That ball was already a chance of bringing a little bit of momentum, sprinkling it on the Western Dolphins. And that catch, not only does he affect the team, but it also drops the momentum a little bit. And better bowling from Odekwe. This time around, there wasn't any chance for a run as that ball bit the batter's bat and into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. And there is that catch opportunity again. Was already behind it, similar to the catch that Ridwan Karim took in the deep, and this one was just more slower and more direct, but Muiz couldn't be able to hold on to that ball and gave Elijah a second chance at batting. We know what happens when you give a batter an extra life. It comes with consequences.
Exactly so. A swing and a miss by Solomon. Leg nowhere around the ball. He's kept his feet on the wicket line. You need to be more technical, playing those balls outside off stump. You need to show us some pedigree. There's a reason why you are out there as the opening batter. So much responsibility saddled on your shoulders. And I'm sure it's expected that you churn out the runs, make this game an easy win for Northern Lions. Another very good delivery there. On the money, like I said, you have to put that bat on the pressure, bowl that wicket line, and keep the batman guessing. Let's see if he's going to take his chances, set your field properly. And Lindequist's come back strong after that wide ball. They've had 3 consecutive dot balls. There's a non-bowler. Shot, cut away, finds point.
When you have a ball, when you have a ball to run's advantage, there's enough time to settle down in. Just one boundary or a couple of runs between the wickets will just make things even more easier. Right now, as you say, it is 82. They need of the next 115 balls. So they do not need, at this point in the game, there's no need trying anything extra. They survived the scare. And what they just need to do now is just keep the runs strike coming whenever there's a chance to. And that one was a freebie from Odekwe. That is one of the things I'm talking about. There's no need to try an extra. Only one on off the bat, 2 have been extras. And they will just let it count and let it slide down. The current run rate is not far off the required run rate for a start. The game is still very much progressing, and there's still enough time to see if the Western Dolphins have what it takes to get all the batters for the Northern Lions out as quickly as they possibly can.
Well struck as he found that gap. No beautiful fielding there by Sheson Adedeji, combining with his teammates to make sure that they curtail and contain this Northern Lions side. like you said, surviving that scare. You need to keep your wicket. You need to occupy the crease. There's no need to do anything extras. The extras are coming in. Continue to chip in your singles and see how the game goes.
And after that end to the first over, the second over will look to kickstart immediately. That one run of that last ball by Elijah, by Miracle, has kept him on strike for the beginning of the second over. And I'm not surprised to see it is Destiny who has taken the ball coming in from the Court of Appeal end. There's enough balls and enough time.
Exactly, Peter. It's a waiting game, like we say. Cricket is a waiting game. If the bowling is on top, you keep your calm. Make sure you defend properly. Keep your wicket. Don't lose your wicket. Sure. These are their best bowlers. And as the game progresses, you'll see weaker bowlers coming on. A single there. That was a shy at the stump. Missed it by whiskers. You don't need to take any risky runs. You just need to keep your wicket. And, you know, just keep chipping along, adding the needed singles and doubles. You don't need to, you know, or wide ball, so wide down the leg side. Extras keep coming in. These bowlers should be disciplined enough to keep a line and a length. I know if you have 83 runs on the board, you need to be very disciplined when you're bowling. Cut out the extras as much as possible. It's gone down the leg again. Some bat on it. There's a chase down the boundary. Goes all the way. The ball wins the race. On the first boundary, comes off the bat of Elijah. Strain down that leg. Not a good line to bowl, considering the number of runs you have on board. You can see that again on replay. Strays down the leg. Batter gets a hold of it. Good enough for a boundary. Not out. Big cry out there. Umpire not having any of that appeal.
Yeah, it was a very close call. It was a very close call, but you trust Kendi to make that call. That ball certainly was missing leg in every ramification.
Yeah, swinging down leg, considering the way he swung the ball down that leg side. I was going to miss leg stump, no doubt about it. Umpire Kendi Lambiwanu, level 3 ICC umpire, made the right call.
Now, as it sits that they are on 10 runs, there's still a lot of balls to be played in terms of runs per ball gap.
Yes, a lot of balls to play. That's why there's nothing to be anxious about. There's nothing to be jittery about. You just need to stand your ground, defend properly, take runs when needed. And again, into the block hole, well dug out. That was a Yorker length ball. He's dug it out very well for a single. Brings us to the end of that over, second over. The tally stays 11 for naught. 73 balls needed, 73 more runs needed off 108 balls.
Yeah, that means that they have 35 ball advantage. If you do the math and do that and spread it into overs, that is almost 6 overs, just one ball shy of being 6 overs advantage, which means that they have an extra 6 overs after, you know, when you go on a ball per run parity, they have almost 6 overs to try and just ease out and play out the rest of the game. That is, so the Northern Lions, as it stands, have all that time in the world to just let the balls come and score the runs, and if the extras come, also align and boost their runs on the board.
Very well played there. Really bringing in that short ball. Troubled that batsman. Got him behind it very well. Chemile troubling the batsman a bit, with that short delivery. The batsman has managed to handle it. And has gotten a single from that. Very good fielding there. Good delivery. They were going to take him on, but they saw that fielder running in very quick. And that's what we want to see, this fielding side. Charge this batsman up. Try see how many wickets they can get. Try break into this lineup. They've not been able to do that yet. Spraying it all over. Chemile. It's gone down the leg again. You don't have that luxury giving your opposition these extras, you're dashing them. But Peter, in the first inning, the first over went for 12, and it was all about extras as well. Wide 4 runs from Raynett. Kind of started about like this. I think it was better for the... Okay, that's a good shot there. Straight to the captain. No run still. Very watertight fielding here. Brilliant shot there. Straight drive. And they've made a couple there.
Yeah, Miracle even wanted a second, but Elijah was not in agreement. I think he's desperate to stay on strike and add his own couple of runs to the board. I mean, he's already close to double figures. And so he just wants to try and be there in time of contact and score the runs. Currently, they have 3 runs. The run rate that is required of them is actually quite lesser than what they are putting on the board, as they are putting 520. They're putting up 520 compared to the required 4.04.
So they're way ahead, a run ahead of the required run rate. So they're sitting comfortably. There's no need, there's no scare. I should look at these 2 batsmen playing through in another 10 overs. They should get this job done. They should play this game without loss. Another ball from Ndekwe, another single there.
Good way to find the gap and redirect that ball to the leg side. 15 is what the register on the board. 3 overs completed and no wickets taken yet. It is a long day for the Western Dolphins, who are looking to restrict the Northern Lions to less than 83, with the Northern Lions needing now just 69 of the next 102 balls. When you do the mathematics on that, that means that they have a 33 ball advantage, as they will just look to bat and ease themselves and score the runs. And if there is a boundary, fine and good. If there is no boundary, but the runs between the wickets are being consistent, it is still on the sides of the Northern Lions. What the Western Dolphins need to do now is make sure that not just partnerships are broken, but every single wicket from the first down to the 10th is dislodged. Then they can finally say, yes, we picked up our very first victory. But for now, the Northern Lions have all the cards on their deck and they are not opening up.
Well struck there. Beautiful. The ball leaving middle of the bat, heading all the way to the boundary for a 4. And there you see these two batsmen, they're taking their time, they're selecting their shots, and that's what's expected of them. They move to 19 for no loss. You can see that shot again on replay, over the inner ring, headed all the way to the boundary. Oh, and again,
The team is already looking destabilized. That is the Western Dolphins. You can understand why the captain wanted the side to come in and field first. Because now the runs that is on the table, the runs that they are trying to defend is so low that the tension is so high right now, and it's making it very difficult for anyone, including bowlers, to concentrate.
slower ball there, and Batters picked it up quite nicely and sent it to the boundary for another 4 runs there. Now, I think they settled. But Peter, let me remind you, first inning, 3.1 overs. Run rate was 9, 8, 9, or 10 thereabouts. And you can imagine now, they screwed that start they had. The Western Dolphins, they screwed the start. They had a good start. Another big shot there. Oh, launched that one for the maximum. Maximum 6 runs there. The ball in the arc, and the batman makes no mistake. Just put it away, over, long on, for a brilliant 6 runs there. This is what's expected, and they're delivering the goods for their captain, the Northern Lions, doing very well.
Yeah, like I said, if you look at the stats show that teams don't tend to open up in the power play until the third and fourth inning, and they're doing just that. Already, they've gotten 14 runs off the last legal delivery. If you look at it plus the extras included, that is 15 runs they've had in total of just 3 balls. It is very, very expensive. 54 runs is not what is needed of the next 99 balls.
Peter, you've said it right. Very expensive over. Yeah, from Destiny Chilemaya. And it's taking the current run rate to about 8.57. And the required run rate now below 4 runs, 3.27. This is some easy breezy for the Northern Lions. They're looking very set. And if they continue to play like this, you can see that again on replay. He just launched into it. You can see dropping way outside the pitch. The ball is running to the waters. Now the umpire's checking the ball out. The ball is soaked. And I probably have to change it.
You have to respect the elite methods that has been employed in this tournament. Everything has been put at a standard, at an international standard in terms of competitive play and decision making. If a ball is not fit for play, it is not fit for play. There's no compromisation. There's no compromising. Every team has to have that. There should not be a room given to any team to complain as to the umpires or the balls, as well as the field of play. Everything has been tailored down to standard, and the players are going to wear their robes in terms of performances, and remains to see which team will be able to take this game down the wire.
And again, that's the replay of that beautiful 6. Brilliant ball into the arc and dispatched. Now, the umpire has to present the new ball or the fairly used ball to the captain of the fielding side. And they are both checking it out, captain and his bowler. The game will continue now. They've accepted to use the ball. It should be fair. That's why they had to change the ball. Ball in water is going to be heavier on the bat. These are technical issues. And like Peter said, everything in place, everything standard. And they've changed the ball. And play will continue now from the cut-up appeal end. We've seen 15 runs on board in this over.
Lucky for Destiny, that ball would have been sent to the fine leg region if Elijah had employed the right shot. Shao batted it after that ball, but that would have been a shot he would have used and punished Idekwe. Destiny, Chilemanya even more. The Northern Lions are not trying to waste any more time in the batting crease. As soon as they get that opportunity, they want to explode and end this inning and call it a day.
Yeah, bowlers trained down the leg again. They've picked up vital runs. Just one taking there. You should be consistent. You should your field. Bowling to your field means you're bowling according to your captain's wish. They have not really done that. They're struggling. And again, they've launched. And yeah, he finds the fielder at mid-off. And finally, they've broken this partnership between Elijah and Miracle. Very good to see. At least we'll give them something to fight for. Let's see if this wicket would turn into more wickets. Like they say, cricket na biscuit. When it breaks, it crumbles.
Very much if you look at that ball, Elijah didn't have his body behind that ball as he looked a bit relaxed while taking that swing. That's one of the things that ball couldn't go beyond the infielder. But that has a much in-depth boost for the Western Dolphins, who already look like they've taken their mind off of this game and will just look forward to the next two games. But with this fall of wickets, they know there are still available batters, but they can smile a little bit and hope to get more wickets before the runs become zero.
Yeah. Peter, you should give some praise to Destiny. He's fought hard in that over. They played him for boundaries, bowled extras, finally getting that wicket with the slower ball. I think that's the major reason why the ball didn't carry. That was the slower ball, and the batman didn't pick it up on time and ended up playing that shot mid-off. Easy catch for the man at mid-off. 1 wicket down. Scores remains 31 for 1 after 4 overs. Again, Peter, at this stage in the first inning, we had over 40 runs on board. They were going at 10 per over before dropping. I think they went till that power play was over. It was about 8 per over. But now, Northern Lions are already 7 per over, and they are catching up, and they are doing very well without losing much wickets. Wickets was falling that first inning. The runs were coming, but wickets kept falling in the first inning, so they didn't have that partnership going on. But now, Monday Elijah is saddled with the responsibility of bowling the fifth over from the pavilion end.
And gets himself off the strike is Elijah Ozana, who didn't have a lovely game yesterday after his explosive start on match day 1, only to get out. After not being able to restart a single run, has been given a third chance at redemption. But he will take the freebie as he looks to be going off strike. Hasn't really batted, but 2 runs off that extra. And the runs just keep plummeting down for the Northern Lions. Is that going to be a stop? Yeah, it was at the boundary ropes, but that shot was definitely a big one. But it doesn't matter as the no ball has been flagged. The bowler had overstepped, and despite that stop, the batter will have another chance at going for the boundary. This time it's giving immunity and that freedom of expression as this ball comes with little to no consequence at all, regardless of the outcome. The only team that will be at the receiving end of consequences will be the fielding side.
From there. And the Northern Lions milking the runs away, run by run, rotating strikes very well. For the caliber of batsmen on this team, I'm sure this job is easy busy, but they need to do it. And it's been bold playing a forward defensive shot. Brilliant bowling there. He's gotten through the gate. Elijah Monday, much needed wicket. Just to show and put up a fight is important, as you don't drop your shoulders. Cricket, not biscuit.
This is exactly what they should be doing, the Western Dolphins. Getting those wickets. You cannot cop this ones as there's too many balls. Look at that ball. Hosanna still hasn't found his rhythm. Trying to flick a ball outside of off to the leg side was not an appropriate technique to be employed. And he has had to pay the price for that. And who else, if not Okwe Sylvester, the captain, who decided to send it to him to come out and field first. The back-to-back man of the match, player of the match, he's coming in to try and register his own fair share on the runs board for the Northern Lions.
Batsman in form, going in to do his duties as captain and the leader of this squad. Brilliant tactician when it comes to fielding, when it comes to batting, a compact batsman. He's come through the ranks as well. It's brilliant to see these young lads mature into men. And that's what we've seen, the likes of Sylvester. Very good cricket brain. He has 2 more deliveries to face from Elijah Monday.
The whole team is looking rejuvenated and pumped as that 2 wickets still in the power play has boosted the team's momentum. And Sylvester, another spinner, is the batter for the Lions.
1 more delivery from Monday Elijah. He's done not badly. He's gotten 1 for 7 runs. And Elijah, brilliant cover drive there by Elijah. The batter got in a single from there.
Almost to the end of the power play, it is looking 39 for 2 wickets after 5 overs complete, which now means that the Lions will be needing 45 of the next 90 balls. That's a half-ball advantage.
They are set. This game, I don't know what can go wrong for the Northern Lions. Quality batting side. They should get this game done and dusted. But how soon, we can't say. They are doing the job. This is cricket. You do the right things, you do the simple things, you get results. You don't try too hard. You can see Sylvester trying to warm himself up and get this game done and dusted. You know, cop your 3rd win in a row, sitting comfortably on top of the table. Wow, brilliant cut shot there. And the fielder has made a mess of it. The ball's rolled over the boundary rope. You can't do this, considering you know that you don't have so much runs on board. He spilled it, made a mess of that. And 4 runs from their beautiful cut shot from Sylvester Okwe.
Yeah, freebies aren't what you want to do in terms of necessities. Freebies aren't what you want to give to the Lions, as they are already at an advantage and you're making it easier. God's favor Okoro. That ball was already for a stop. Lost his balance and miscalculated that ball. That was for more runs as it appears. Driven straight down. Ricochets off the fielder and stops in his track, allowing another player pick up that ball and stopping any more boundaries from ensuing in successions. Sylvester has taken himself off the strike. AJ, I want to ask you this. As this game has been going on into the second inning, when those 2 wickets fell in the second innings, what thought came to your mind as to regards how this game is going to pan out, the trajectory of this inning?
Yeah, nothing much, because a swing and a miss there. Very close. You can see Ndukwe holding his head, just whiskers away from that off stump. Yeah, like you said, like you asked Peter, nothing really is going on here. The loss of 2 wickets means nothing here. There's so many batters in the dugout that can finish up this job. I think they're just taking their time. Nothing. I didn't feel any scare. This Northern Lions side is a compact side. This total is a low total. And I'm sure in due time we'll come to the end of this game. But like we say, we can't predict the future. We can't project. But if we have a couple of wickets now, you could swing that momentum to the fielding side and put some pressure on the batting side.
It out on the deck, Dekwe came with a lot of anger and aggression with that ball. We didn't beat anybody. A good placement of the bat, trying to feed off of that pace, but wasn't playing it into space. Sylvester Okwe, he loves those kind of balls, but this time Odekwe overpowered. Yoruka length, but still enough space for Sylvester to take himself off the strike, but that ends the power play over, meaning that Sylvester will start the 7th over, that is the first over after the power play, on the strike position.
And after 6 overs, we have 46 for 2. Northern Lions sitting comfortably at the current run rate, 7.67. Required run rate at this level, 2.71. Peter, there's no scare here at all. This is a done and dusted match. From my point of view, I don't see anything happening here. Only if wickets stumble, and if wickets does stumble, we have solid men to do the job. Even when yesterday they struggled after Sylvester got out, but they still managed to put up 100 on board, which was good enough for them to bowl at. And you saw what happened at the end. They won by 50 runs. Now Sylvester is in there trying to, settle down into this game. Let's see if Elijah Monday can trouble him with his spin bowling. Bowling very well, Elijah Monday. 1 wicket for 8 runs. He's picked up 2 quick dot balls. Considering the fact that he's bowling to master batsman Sylvester Okwe. Running quick between the wickets. You can see the 2 batters. And the fielder running very fast into the field to stop that.
Good call by Sylvester Okwe, by the way. Elijah was really desperate for that second run, Sylvester had to call him into order, knowing he would be running into the danger end.
Brilliant defensive work there. Back foot defense, ball dipping into his wicket line. He's done well to, defend that. There's no pressure. The bowling is just play the ball on its merits. That's what we say. Another dot ball there. Very good bowling from this young man. Just containing these batters to just one run from this over. And he's picked up a dot ball from his last ball. Just one from that over. Brilliant. Monday Elijah. We need to see more of this kind of spell. Let's, cut down this run rate and, fight. 7 overs gone. It's 47 for 2. You can see Silver start talking to his teammates. And I'm sure they're trying to work how they are going to get to this total without any scare. Just playing the ball on its merit, basically. If it's good, you defend. You have luxury of balls. You need 37 runs of 78 balls. That's so many balls to play with. And the captain has called on Chesson Adedeji to bowl from the Court of Appeal end. He's setting his field right now. Chesson is a spin bowler, bowls some off spin.
And also the field has also been set. We are at the end of the power play, and so has the field setting.
Drop catch there by the captain of the team. Played directly to him. Standing at covers. He's fumbled on that ball. We'll see it in replay. That was a drop catch there. Very expensive, much needed catch. He's dropped it. And now Sylvester's gone on that drive, getting a single from there. That would have been a very costly catch if you had taken it, Vincent. Played directly to him by Sylvester. If they lose Sylvester at this stage, it can be problematic because it sends pressure back into the dugout. And Sylvester is safe.
When you look at what the Western Dolphins are doing now, they have all the maximum number of fielders outside, and we should not be so, because they're trying to restrict the Northern Lions from scoring runs. You cannot allow the Northern Lions to score even one run because they have a 40-ball advantage at the moment. The max number of fielders that should be outside for the Western Dolphins should be at least 3, so as to curb on the runs. Every run completed between the Storms right now is an ease for the Northern Lions, and even more pressure on the Western Dolphins. 34 is what's needed of the next 74 balls, and it is the expanded field. All they just have to do is play in 2 spaces, not looking for boundaries, just making sure that the balls are ticking, and that is going to be one of the fastest ways that the Northern Lions will even end their match.
Regulation break. The Western Dolphins, I think, are bringing on quick bowlers now. So the umpires have requested for helmets for the batsmen. Or gloves. They had to break. There was a break in transmission there. I think Sylvester's gloves were wet and they had to change it. Game continues now. Chesson. Whoa, French got that inner edge. He's taking that ball from offside to the leg side, and the single conceded there. Chesson not happy with that. It's 4 runs already from this over. Required run rate at 2.71. Ball is in the air. Any man there? It's gone all the way. Sylvester has gotten a hold of that ball from Chesson and sent it all the way for maximum. Sylvester moving to 16 of 13 deliveries. Elijah doing that job, hanging around there. He's gotten 28 of 23 deliveries. You can see that again on replay. All the way for 6. He's cleared the boundary rope, Sylvester. That's what he does best. The mainstay for this Northern Lion team. Peter?
Regardless of that, whatever that boundary was, the tactical approach by the Western Dolphins shouldn't be to try and stop any more boundaries. It should be to try and reduce the infield running, the running in between the wicket. They really need to cover on that. 27 of 72 balls is extremely favorable on the Northern Lions. At less than 30 runs is what they need now, and we still have more than 10 overs of play.
He's found a fielder in the deep. He's pulled that one all the way to deep square leg for a single. Northern Lions have played the ball on its merits. Western Dolphins have not taken their chances. They've dropped 2 catches. And the ball is in the air. And it's caught at mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket. Beautiful catch there by Okoro. He spilled one just a few minutes ago at the boundary. He's done well to redeem his name and taking this catch at mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, to see the end of Sylvester Okwe, the danger man. And see that again on replay. He's oiked it. He's not gotten a hold of it. Just after playing that ball over the bowler for a 6, he's gone for a bigger one. He's missed out. He's lost his wicket in the process. But they're sitting comfortably. This game is no problems, no worries at all. See that again. Short delivery. Found that fielder. And he's made no mistake. He's taking the catch. This brings in Isaac Oyemba, another solid batsman. Didn't really get going yesterday. It was a run out between himself and Isaac Okwe, the captain. And let's see if he's going to get going today. He should get going. He's a solid batsman. Should see this game to the end.
There isn't much of a going for the Northern Lions, as all they just have to do is make sure that runs are completed between the stumps. 1 run, 2, probably 3 runs per over will be enough, as they will look for a way of ending this game as quickly as possible. The field is still expanded to the maximum amount of fielders. No one on the leg side in the inner ring, and that wood space will be exploited by the Northern Lions. Trying to put the ball on the off and put it just way outside of off, and now that is 1 run less for the Northern Lions to worry about. 25 is what's needed of the next 70 balls, and they've exploited the leg side, getting 1 run off of that. The Western Dolphins will need to try and mediate it. There's a deep extra covers, a long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, and a deep square. No one really on that leg. There's little to no, there's entirely no cover in the inner ring at the leg side. a lot of trust on Monday, Elijah. Expectations are set too, as he is expected to keep all balls on the offside. Any on the leg would be sent towards fine leg region. And he would not want to be the one to aid the Northern Lions into victory. 3 matches in play, and it's looking like 3 wins in a row. The first team to be winning the three games in a row. It looks set to be the Northern Lions. Western Dolphins will try and push out this game. Many more overs of play and cuts it late edge. Beats the wicket keeper. Does it beat the fielder? It gives it a big chase all the way to the boundary ropes, and that is 2 runs that they've added on the board. And I'm talking about the Northern Lions. That 2 runs as is what will end the 9th over, almost into the halfway point of this game, and runs needed isn't as much as the balls available. 66 balls available, 61 runs needed, meaning it is just 63 that is needed. This is 3 that has been scored with 3 wickets lost. The strike rate is sitting at 7 comfortably, unlike the required, which is less than 2 runs per over. So as it stands, the Northern Lions will be needing not just 2 runs per over. Anything more is just making this game end even faster, and not what the Western Dolphins will want for a team looking for a first win. A loss could dampen their hopes and chances of stealing a playoff spot, as they will be having just 2 games left and will be relying on other teams' results to have that chance of a playoff spot if they should lose this game. No hopes lost yet for the Western Dolphins, but what is certainly certain is that this game is going to be a long one, a short one, if the runs keep coming into the open leg side, and they will settle for 1. And wide. Simultaneously, that makes it 19 runs of the next 64. Not only are the Northern Lions taking the board, but the Western Dolphins are enabling it, giving more extras.
Yeah, there was an appeal by Chesson, but I think the ball struck the batter on his elbow. He's holding on to his elbow. I think the medics should be attending to him.
Elijah can't continue. Elijah should be able to continue. It is not. Yeah, it looks very, very fit. But this little break, it should be enough for the fielding side to try and re-strategize. There's still a lot of wicket at hand. Offers very little to no run pressure for the Northern Lions. All cards on deck, all controls in hand. And Elijah is still off the strike.
No pressure whatsoever, Peter. This game, to me, is done and dusted. Yeah, you can see that swing. We'll get just 1 from it. They should just keep taking. There's so many balls to play with. It's 19 runs needed of 64 balls. That's ridiculous, Peter. I don't see anything going wrong in this game. Northern Lions sitting comfortably and just playing the game. They've been brilliant. And wow, what a shot from Elijah. 4 runs from there. He's bowled into his arc, and he's made no mistakes. Played that ball over the bowler's head, gone straight for the boundary. And you can see the frustration. Sheswan Adedeji, very frustrated there. You can see there's not much that can be done here. In less than 10 overs, the Northern Lions have reached 70 mark there. You can see that one on replay. Just picks it, just put the ball in the arc. You see no chance for that man at long off. And that's why Chesson is so frustrated. I think he feels that man should have stopped that boundary. As it stands now, Required run rate, less than 2 per over. Easy peasy.
There are a lot of things that went wrong in the first inning and are still going on in the second. If you look at it, in the first inning, the batters weren't selecting shots and were too scared of having too many dot balls in that period, lost in a lot of balls and getting out. 7 catches in the first inning alone. And then in the second inning right now, in terms of fielding, they've dropped 2 catches, or 3 corrections, and they've left the leg side almost completely exposed. But a beautiful end to, I wouldn't say beautiful end, but just the game is going to prolong a little bit longer as we've come to the halfway point of the second inning. Now they require 14 runs of just 60 balls. It is the drinks break. It is the make or die period for either teams. This game will end very quickly for the Northern Lions, or we might see more wickets fall and just boost the confidence of the Western Dolphins. But the way it's looking, it is not looking like something that they can be able to get advantage of, given the extras that they've been bowling. 12 extras so far by this fielding side, 10 wides, 1 LB, and a no ball. They've not really been able to get those wides out of their bowling for a team that's defending 84. You've given 83. You've given out 12 extras, 11 water, 12. And those runs were actually quite very low. And the Northern Lions, a very fast-paced team, have maximized all of their opportunities. It is a very difficult request asking the Western Dolphins to try and salvage a win. But what I would say is that they should try and drag this game for as long as possible and try and reduce the deficit in net run rate so as to have a chance, if the chance certainly does come knocking, for a playoff spot. You can tell that the atmosphere is quite quiet for the Western Dolphins. Realistically, all hope should be lost. But in terms of team play, you cannot rule out anything. But the runs are still going down, and it's even been enabled. 1 has turned to 2. What shouldn't have been a run at all, due to a fielding error and a misthrow, turned to 2. And the runs are going even further down, as what is required now sits at 12 of the next 59 balls. There's one thing that these guys have been able to do, the Northern Lion, and it is restricting teams to the barest minimum. Yesterday kept the Central Eagles at 67, and the second inning when the Central Eagles came into chase. Match they won, it was the Southern Sharks that were victim out not managing to score more than 89 runs. And now in this inning, this game kept the Western Dolphins at 83. They've managed to keep all of their opponents below 100. Or if you look at it mathematically, it is below 90.
Brilliant statistics there. They've shown how far apart they are from the rest of the crew or the rest of the teams in this tournament. They are so way ahead in terms of cricket sense, discipline, leadership. All these things have come to play, and they've ticked all these boxes. The Northern Lions, brilliant teamwork, fielding, compact field, watertight. And, coming into this game, I was looking forward to an evenly matched encounter, but it has shown a one-way game here, fully controlled by the Northern Lions. The Western Dolphins have shown lack of discipline because they started their first inning on a high, going at tempo over, and they couldn't maintain that tempo even when the Northern Lions were giving them extras, dropping catches. They couldn't capitalize on it, and now they've struggled. 11 overs gone, dusted, 73 for 3, 11 runs needed of 54 balls. That's a far cry. I don't see 5 wickets dropping anytime soon. I believe these two batters in there are capable of doing the needful, getting their team over the line, securing their 3rd victory of this tournament. They're far ahead, the best team in this tournament from all departments. They've ticked all the right boxes, and they stand tall, shoulders high. And a couple of time now, we are going to see them take this game. Nothing can go wrong here. 2 set batsmen, Elijah, 34 off 30 balls. Isaac has joined him. He's got 7 off 10 deliveries. Brilliant bowling there. A swing and a miss. Chesson trying to pick up something from here. Just bragging rights. That's what I'll say. Just try, see how long you can push these guys. There's nothing happening here. So many balls to play. These little runs required. And it's kicked out of his crease. And it's a big one. I don't think it's clearing the boundary. There's a catch there. At long on. And another wicket there. I said it, Chesson is trying to save his face. Trying to get something out of nothing. And he's gotten a wicket for himself. It's 1 for 17, Chesson in this campaign. You can see that again, skipped out of his crease. Brilliant catch by David.
And you can tell just how much it means to the team, how much that catch means to the Western Dolphins. It is 11 runs, and what they've already gotten another wicket, which means that they are very hopeful that they can get the remaining 6 wickets and lock out this game from the Northern Lions. Northern Lions, on the other hand, 4 wickets at lost, but still all the pressure sits on the Western Dolphins as the runs are too little compared to the balls remaining. 11 of 52. There's no need for explosion at this point. Just keep the runs sticking, and one, a couple of singles and probably doubles even will see this game end up much quickly.
You can see that again. I think Isaac Oyengba was trying to end it in a fashion, skipping out. He wants to get a couple of boundaries and get this game dusted, but he couldn't quite get a hold of that ball. Ball went so high in the sky, but didn't get the required distance. And so he's lost his wicket. Elijah is now joined by just give some credit to Elijah. He's standing tall. He's played that role of occupying the crease and letting other batters bat around him. A brilliant drive there. Trying to take him on. Akere Isesele. Beautiful drive there for a single. Akere has come and has registered a run to his name. And another big shot there. Will it go all the way? It's gone all the way for maximum. Brilliant shot by Elijah. You can see Elijah so calm. There's no pressure at all, not ruffled in any way. And look at that on the replay. It's in the slot. It's gone all the way over the bowler's head for maximum. This game is going to run to an end. I'm sure they would like to finish in style. It's gone for a 6. I'm sure you'd like to end this game with a 4. It's just 4 needed to end this game. In 50 balls, I don't think we want to see any. We are going to be seeing 50 balls here. In another couple of balls, this game should come to an end. Brilliant, dominant performance. And he skipped out of his crease again. Is he finding the fielder? He's found the fielder, trying to get the boundary. And Elijah gone, trying to end the game with a boundary. He's been caught long on by David. Brilliant catch again.
Yeah, I see no reason as to why they are trying to find the boundaries at this point. The game is already winning distance. Within winning distance, why just go all out like that? Try and rotate into the open space setting. The field, the leg side is opened up for your shooting. Rotate the strikes and get this runs finished. But Elijah wanted to finish off in ceremonial style, has lost another unnecessary wicket for the Northern Lions. Anyway, it is still 4 off 50. 4 runs to get that 3rd win in a row, and the Western Dolphins, even though might be fully aware that this game seems to no longer be within their request anymore, unless they can pull off some sort of miracle and take hold of the remaining 5 wickets. But as it stands, the middle order is still there, which means that they are still capable batters, able to rotate strikes and complete 4 runs between the wickets.
Rightfully said, Peter. This game is going to come to an end very soon. Chesson has managed to pick up 2 wickets in this over. He has the last delivery. It's shown his standard. The national team player showed that I might be in this team as lackluster, but I got stuff. He's a talented young man. But I give all that flowers to, and again, it's gone big this time as he found the gap. No, are they taking 2? They're going for the 2nd. Comfortable 2 runs there. Brilliant, brilliant batting. I should say the lack of depth in the Western Dolphins batting lineup has cost them this match. You can't have a start like they did and blow it. Not even getting 100. Water break, were about 50 runs off 6 overs, going at about 8 per over. When they were going, when they finished their power play, I beg your pardon, they were going at about 8 per over. And just to finish the game in 15.4 overs I would just stamp that to be indisciplined batting, because if you get a good start, 12 runs off the first over, and 6 overs, you were above 50 runs. They blew that start up. This is not nice. I think the coaching crew should have a word with the boys. They need to play cricket. Cricket is about temperament. They didn't show any temperament at all when they were batting. It's cost them this game, their 3rd game. The 3rd loss. It's 2 runs needed off 48 balls. This game is done and dusted. Chemile Ndekwe to the attack. Flicked No run there. Just 2 runs needed. You can imagine they'll rule this opportunity. The opportunity they threw away in the first inning, I'm sure they wouldn't forget in a hurry. You need to be of calm temperament as a batsman. You don't need to keep your head up trying to hit the boundaries. You need to work on. He's gotten that into the gap. 4 runs there. Brings this game to an end. The Northern Lions, the mighty Northern Lions, led by Sylvester Okwe, captain, has done it again. Gotten their 3rd win. Sitting strong on top of this table as a leader from the front. Western Dolphins have not come to the party at all. And we come to the end of this 2nd inning. The game is done and dusted. 12.1 overs to do that. Brilliant, brilliant batting performance from the Northern Lions. They won the toss, decided to field, put some pressure on the Western Dolphins. Western Dolphins, you can see the scorecard. Adeboye became the star of their match. He came in later on in the inning to record 16 runs off 25 deliveries. Ajeku Daniel, a senior batter, got just 11. Sheson Adedeji got just 11. And you can see the bowlers from the Northern Lions. Akere bowled very, very brilliantly. 4 wickets for 16 in 4 overs. Iweka Demugwa, 2 wickets, 8 runs in just 2 overs. Karim Ridwan, 2 wickets, 7 runs in just 3 overs. Brilliant bowling performance there. And you can see the Western Lions when they came out to bat. Sunday Elijah, 40 runs off 30, 2 balls. Isaac Okpe, captain, fantastic. Scored 16 off 14. Then Isaac Oyemba, 7 off 12. Bowling from the Western Dolphins. Really didn't get any bites, no bite at all from there. They could only achieve 5 wickets. They tried their best. Monday Elijah, 2 wickets for 18 runs off 4 overs. Sheson Adedeji coming up with 2 wickets as well in 3 overs, conceding 26 runs. Destiny Chemaya, 1 wicket, conceding 22 runs in just 2 overs. Northern Lions won this game by 5 wickets. And we come to the end of this game, and thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned to our channel.